I'm going to be talking about Cantos 17 and 18 of Dante's Inferno. This canto kicks off with Virgil and Dante seeing this big monster called Geryon. Geryon is described in Dante's world as with an honest face, a colorful reptilian hide, hairy paws, and a scorpion's tail. Altogether, Geryon is an image of fraud. But at the same time they've seen Geryon, they also notice a group of sinners who are crouched in a circle in the flaming hot sand, who are being pelted by essentially magma rain. Virgil is kind of talking to Great Geryon and seeing if he can arrange for Geryon to fly them down into the 8th circle. So while he's going to talk to Geryon, he tells Dante to go, look at these sinners. They all have money bags around their neck, like purses, you could think of them as, and they're all staring at their purses while they're being, pelted with this burning hot rain. And what this is kind of representing is because they were so infatuated with money throughout their lives, they are forced to be infatuated with money during death and aren't able to react to the, flaming hot situation that they're in. They're in constant agony. So Dante gets a little bit closer. He notices that the purses have these kind of brightly colored family crests on them, and these are actually family crests of Florence residences. And Florence is the city where Dante is from. It's his hometown. And what this is kind of acting as is it's calling out individual families in Florence, and kind of Dante being a bit of a politician and shaming the actions of those families. The last sinner that Dante really looks at and examines is According to Dante by J. Rood, the notorious usurer Rinaldo, who snaps out at Dante, telling him to go away, and says that others will soon join him in hell. Then the final sinner sticks his tongue out at Dante, which is, in that time, considered more of an insult than we would think of it now. Dante goes back to Virgil, who he finds sitting on top of Geryon, and they hops on in front of Virgil as to not have the scorpion tail sting him, and they fly down into the 8th circle, where Canto 18 takes off. Now that we're into the 8th canto, Dante lands and immediately hits us up with a description of it, describing the land that they're in as evil pockets. And the way it's set up is these 10 concentric circles. In Canto 18, we'll focus on the first two. The first pocket that they walk by as they're kind of spiraling down is the pocket for pimps and seducers. And the way this is set up is you have two lines of naked people, and they're each facing opposite directions, each line is. And the line that's going the way that Dante is going is for seducers, and the line that's coming towards him is for pimps. And as he's walking on to the next pocket, you can see him, recognize faces inside the pimp's line. They start walking again and reach the second pocket. And the first thing that Dante describes this place as is stinky. It smells horrendous. This pocket is for flatterers, and the way Dante set it up is it's this pit or channel of human waste. So absolutely disgusting, vile pit, and all the flatterers are forced to just wallow inside this pit. And that's kind of representing the fact that since their words were a waste when they were alive, they're, inside waste and death. They don't spend much time in this chapter. Dante says that that's because the just terrible smell that they're trying to skedaddle on out of there as fast as possible. However, Dante does notice a few people. After this last interaction, it marks the end of the 18th canto, and they assumably proceed to the next pockets and spiral down the 8th circle.